Hello leaders, Patrick Jinks here, leadership and strategy coach and president of the Jinks Perspective. This is part 2 of the 5x5 Nonprofit CEO. Let's cue it up. Last week, we announced and introduced our brand new nonprofit CEO leadership framework, the 5x5 CEO. This is a sister framework to the 5x5 organizational matrix, but this one focuses directly on the competencies of the CEO. In the video description below this video, we've placed a link that provides you with free access to the 5x5 CEO self-assessment tool. So if you're a CEO or even an inspiring CEO of a nonprofit, I want to encourage you to take advantage of it. Last week we covered the first pillar, engagement and inclusion. This week we unpack pillar 2, alignment and execution. Here at the Jinks Perspective, you may have noticed our brand tagline in our logo, which says, "See the goal, chart the path, and lead the way." That's very much what this pillar is about. We have to be able to plan and strategize effectively, but then we have to be able to align the resources for execution. Let's start with competency 1 in this pillar, which is strategic planning. Here's the question in the assessment. Are you competent and effective at long-term strategic planning and thinking? This is about the big picture. Can you see the forest for the trees? Can you determine and articulate the primary methods and approaches your organization needs to deploy in order to accomplish your mission? We aren't talking about whether or not you're good at board retreats here. This is about whether you as the CEO can keep the organization's high priority strategic drivers moving. I've said it many times. Strategy is not an event. It's a continuum. It's a process, even a mindset. The second element might be strategy's little brother, operational planning. The question here is, are you competent and effective at short-term operational or action planning that moves your strategy forward? This is about more than being good with to-do lists and project planning. It's about your ability to align the actions of the organization daily with the strategy. Are the things you're doing on a daily basis the things that are advancing your strategic level intentions? Number 3, resource allocation. Do you appropriately and effectively align the organization's diverse resources with your mission and strategic objectives? Resources include social capital, staff, board assets, money, materials, facilities, anything you have under your management or influence that can be leveraged to propel the organization forward toward your strategic goals. Your resources are your fuel, your inputs. You don't want to waste fuel. The raw materials you have stewardship over are to be carefully used for their true purpose. The fourth element is staff alignment. The assessment question is, do you effectively recruit, develop, and activate staff to drive the mission? This is a huge one, folks. If you've read Jim Collins' Good to Great, you know the importance of having not only the right people, but the right people in the right seats. I'm extra passionate about this element, so I have to be careful not to give it more attention than the other 24 components of the matrix. It's pretty simple though. You have to assemble the right people and you have to deploy them in their best roles. In the nonprofit sector, we lament scarcity every day. We always say we need more people. This is why the people you do have must be aligned and utilized to their fullest and in the best interest of the organization. The final competency in this pillar is mission alignment. The assessment question here is, do you appropriately and effectively align the work of the organization with relevant community need? In other words, is all of your work related to and driving the mission? We've all heard the term mission drift. When's the last time your organization took inventory of your work and measured its usefulness against the mission? If you've listened to me for long, you know that I'm constantly preaching that knowing your mission is more important than memorizing your mission statement. Knowing your true mission and keeping it front and center ensures that your work stays fixed on the right things. I heard it said a long time ago that managers make sure things are done right and leaders make sure the right things are done right. That's the Jinks Perspective for this week. We'll cover the third of the 5 pillars next week. Until then, as always, if you'd like to explore ways the Jinks Perspective can help you and your organization achieve greater clarity, simplicity, and alignment in your mission work, reach out and schedule a free discovery call with me by clicking the link that's also in the video description below this video. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel below. Click the bell icon to notify you when we drop new episodes, and share it with a friend. See you next week.